Let us spin that shit.
Yes, like 50, 100.
I like that little song too, but it, uh, feeling on my body while he rub up on my titties, call me Mrs. Test. I don't know what this is, y'all, but
Yeah, well,
I got them.
what you call it? Be
Taffy, the
Taffy
Taffy
taffy.
twirl. Yeah,
Yeah,
they need to put this song out, but they can't put this song out.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so listen.
Hey,
Let's
y'all.
do it. We live. We live. Let's see. Hey y'all, welcome to Live with Mahamak. I'm Mahamak and I have my co-host on here. She's gonna introduce herself.
Hi guys, I'm Sandra from Clarity Sessions. You can find me on Instagram at South Life Stand. We're gonna get into it today, right?
We're gonna get into it, y'all. So listen, we have the Hey Maha letters. If you're not familiar with the Hey Maha letters, you can send in like relationship questions, dating questions, family issues, kids, marriage questions, all of the above. You can send them
Come
in.
talk to us.
Come talk to us. No judgment, and we'll
No
highlight
judgment.
exactly. We'll answer it on live. So make sure you're following us on live. Make sure you're following us. Make sure you're dropping your comments in. Make
Hmm.
sure you're giving us your thoughts on what we're saying and all the above. But we're gonna jump right into the Hey Maha letter for today. So I got my phone here, so I'm gonna pull it up here. Let's
And
see.
I love these letters, y'all. I always take me a quick little note. I got my pen ready.
Let's see. So we're gonna get the note here. Okay, and then we're gonna okay. So today's Hey Maha letter says, Hey Maha, how do you know when you're outgrown a version of yourself, but your life hasn't caught up yet? Lately, I've been feeling disconnected from everything that used to make sense to me. My relationships feel different, my routines feel heavy, and even when I'm surrounded by people, I still feel mentally alone sometimes. The weird part is nothing is necessarily wrong. I go to work, I handle responsibilities, I show up for people, I smile, but internally, I feel like I'm in this uncomfortable in between stage where I can't tell if I'm evolving or emotionally exhausted. I've also started realizing how much of my life has been built around keeping other people comfortable, keeping the peace, being understanding, being dependable. And now that I'm trying to focus on myself more, people act like I'm changing for the worse. When really, I think I'm finally learning to choose myself. Is it normal to feel guilty when you stop abandoning yourself for others? Sometimes I wonder if growth is supposed to feel this lonely. Anonymous. So that is the question for today for the Hey Maha letter. And that's a long one. So we gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. So what you think about it, Sandra?
I'm gonna say this first of all, for even sending that in, I love you for that because it is a topic that is unlike all the usual topics. You know, we always talk about money, relationships, cheating, all that other stuff. But this right here hits home for me because it's all about my brand. It's
Right.
just you're seeking clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, first of all, Tudor, it's the biggest part of it. Um, that feeling of like that growing feeling, it's not necessarily you being burnt out or tired.
Right.
it's I, for me it sounds like your spirit is
Mm-hmm.
outgrowing your current circumstance.
Right.
and your current reality, and you no longer fit in that box anymore, and you're meant to change. And the one big thing about change, like, I believe that we become several different people before we become who we're meant to be. Every 10 years, there's something about it's going to change.
Yeah.
And I do feel that that change is personal. And if
Mm-hmm.
it does not hurt, if you don't feel it, it doesn't matter if nobody ever understands or gets why you're changing in that way. It's for you to go through alone. If they were meant to feel it, they would be going through it with you.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know?
Exactly. Now, for me, first off, for the letter, um, I want this person to really understand that what they're feeling is completely normal. It's completely normal. Feeling disconnected, even when something seems fine on surface, is a sign that you're evolving. You know what I'm saying? Um, your inner world is expanding. You know what I'm saying? Everything is changing. Sometimes your outer world hasn't caught up to it yet. That could feel lonely, and that's okay. Listen, it's okay. Sometimes everybody ain't gonna catch up with you. It
Totally okay.
sounds like um they have been showing up for everyone else, being dependable, keeping the peace, but now they're starting to focus on themselves. So it can feel strange, even guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she feels guilty because people aren't seeing this version of her. You know what I'm saying? This version of them.
Which is
So
why I said that they're not meant to. They're
exactly.
not meant to see that version, because here's the thing about it. If it does not hurt, if it does not push you outside of your norm,
Hmm.
you're not gonna hold on to it as closely. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, what do they say? Like, if I tell you I want a new Gucci bag, right? And you go out and you kill an animal and leave it on my porch and say, make you a
Yeah.
Gucci bag.
Yeah.
I'ma think I'ma think you don't lost your damn
Exactly. What the
like
hell? What the hell?
get this off my porch. Whereas if you work for it, if you get in your bag, I don't care how you got it, however you got your bag, you
However,
got into it and you made it happen, and now you got your a bag that you love. If it does not hurt, if it don't have no pain, there's no gain there.
exactly, exactly.
Shout out to Betty.
There you go. What you say? What you say? No pain,
No
no gain.
pain, no pain, and no gain. It's
Listen,
not just about relationships, it's about your relationship with yourself.
with
Because
yourself.
this is what you're giving.
Believer. Yes, I'm a firm believer about that because people don't understand. They try to do everything else but the inner work. The inner
Right.
work. And normally, when you outgrow um the version of yourself, it doesn't mean that it's gonna change overnight. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like everybody think it's gonna magically, change like your relationship routine, anything that you expect. It's like an in between stage, if that makes sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
gonna change. So the growth process is gonna be uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? Because you're in new territory. But that's how evolution starts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People don't understand that. So she do feel guilty, but the only time you feel guilty is when you start prioritizing others over yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you feel guilty when you start choosing yourself, but it's normal. It's normal because it means like you're finally, honoring your needs, which is brave because a lot of times
Right.
everybody, don't think about themselves. If you're a mom, you're gonna think about your kids. If you a wife, you're
Ooh.
gonna think about your husband or your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People don't do that all the time. So they gonna feel guilty. They definitely gonna feel guilty.
And
And
see, I want to jump in on what you're talking about right there before we go over that. Here's the thing about people. People are, I think everybody is meant to be like main character in their own life. So what they feel is best is always good. Um, Something I have learned is people in your life will people please you or praise you into thinking that you are doing the right thing for you because they like for you to be doing something a certain way.
right.
Sometimes they, oh well, I liked it when you were always happy, or when you, it don't matter if you was big, you still did this and that. We hear it in different ways all the time. Yeah, you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
You liked it when I was fake happy all the time, and I felt like I was dying on the inside. You liked it when I was overweight, but my BMI, my health, my numbers were awful.
Right.
Some people will praise you to hell. Like I hate to even say it like that,
Yeah.
but I have learned to literally stop caring about pleasing other people because they just need to be worried about pleasing themselves. And
Right.
I just need to be worried about pleasing myself because this is my life. And just because you like for me to do something business wise or whatever, if I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna put my energy into it, you know?
Exactly. Exactly.
But the growth process is gonna be lonely. But when like the biggest part that I don't want to call her the reader, but the biggest thing this person can do literally is go ahead while you're going through that process of changing and growing from within. Go
Right.
ahead and add one more hard step to it and just cut off the satisfaction of other people.
Yeah. Just go and cut it
Because
off.
just cut it off because you just being you and showing up is enough. And if it's not enough, the price is too high.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say if it's not enough, then somebody need to kick rock.
It's too,
You know what I'm
some,
saying? 'Cause
it's too high.
I
You
understand
don't
you
even
going
deserve
through
it.
me and you here, so
Yeah. So
something has to
something
happen.
gonna go. You either gonna be my friend and accept this new version of me, and sometimes that means getting
Exactly.
to know me all over again, and that's okay.
Mhm.
That's okay. But if it's so much to where I don't even feel comfortable in my growth, which is beautiful, I don't
Mhm.
need it. I don't need it.
Because you are allowed to evolve at your own pace. So some people be
Mhm.
like, you still trying to do this or you still trying to do that? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Is at your own pace. Who you rushing for? Who you rushing for? Who you rushing to please?
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with people.
Yeah.
You be trying to please Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't
Yeah.
got your own self together. You ain't even got your own
Period.
self together. So it's no race. You know what I'm saying? Even if the people around you aren't ready for the new version of you,
Mhm.
just trust the process.
Yeah,
Trust the
trust the process and get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Sit
exactly.
in it. Sit in
Exactly.
it so much, like until you feel like, oh, okay, it ain't so bad here. It
Hmm.
might be nice.
Exactly. And I always think of like a pair of shoes. For instance, if you was a size 6 or something like that, you be like, well, if you were a size 7.5 or something like that, but every time you go to this store, they only have a 6. And you like, damn, I really want these shoes. You know what I'm saying? I really want these shoes. So I'm gonna try to fit my feet in these shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's no way you can stick your feet in them size 6 shoes.
You can stick them in there.
Well, some people will just get them just to have them. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna be comfortable.
Because it's gonna be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So you have to learn to do what's right for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Go to another store or order online. You may find the right size. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
Yeah.
some people don't like to go up in their double size. Let's talk about it. Like sometimes you need a 10. But just the
Sometimes
thought
you
of
just
anything
need
over
that
a
baby.
double,
Sometimes you
sometimes
need that baby. You got to
you
find
got to
that
get
one.
that, you know. And so my whole thing is like get comfortable with you because there's only one you, and each
Exactly.
version of yourself is just gonna be even better and better than before.
Exactly.
As long as you find peace in who you are, I think that that's the best part of it because growth is scary, right? Any type of change is scary.
Yeah. So yeah, I got faith that everyone that is putting in the work, what I'm saying, or doing the inner work, the healing process, or however you say it, if you are that person that is doing that, then I commend you for doing it because it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? And like I
Mhm.
said, you may lose a lot of people during the process. A lot of people may not like you, people you've been friends with since grade
Mhm.
school. Maybe the person in your, that you in a relationship with or you dating, maybe they don't like, you going to the gym or whatever like that. But if somebody not in alignment, what I'm saying, with you, then you know what to do. You know what to do.
Exactly.
So,
And it don't have to be big. So let's talk about how you can get into alignment with other people if you
right.
need tips and tricks on that.
Yeah.
Um Sometimes what's good doesn't always have to be said.
Right.
I do feel like acknowledging the fact that things are changing, the little comments. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, what you doing? That's cute or whatever, I wouldn't do it, but I like that for you. You know those little
Yeah.
kickies on the
Little
side.
kids can kid
Yeah, here,
You
like
don't want
one,
to figure out, what's wet, or how nobody feel about you or something like that. Or if you say no, you normally say yes to everything they ask you to do or whatever like that. Then when you say no or whatever, they tend to get an attitude, or they tend to, you know, stop talking to you or something like that. Then they weren't meant to be there in the first place.
yeah,
If
for
it's that
sure.
easy, yeah, if it's that easy to, carry on, then you was not meant to be there in the first place. And a lot of
Right,
people
but also
realize that.
observe it because they probably been like that too.
They
You
probably
know what I'm
have.
saying? You don't be a problem till you a problem.
Exactly. And people laugh it off. Like them little small little comments, people will laugh them out and thinking it's funny, but it's not funny. And people need to
Yeah,
start being honest in the beginning. Like I said, it don't matter who you is or whatever. When you start standing up for yourself, you like, that, that didn't even sound right. Let me, call
yeah.
so and let them know that, that didn't sound right or whatever like that. And
Mhm.
listen, sooner than later, you'll start nipping them
Mhm.
little problems in the bud. Like
Yeah,
real,
and start setting boundaries.
right.
And we love a boundary
We love about you got to have
because love a boundary. Like I boundaries have changed my entire life. But
right.
when you let a person know, like, hey, what you said, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't love that for me. Like, going forward, if you say that to me again, I'm gonna have to excuse myself, from this.
Yes.
And it's cool. You can laugh about it, whatever. It don't have to be ugly. But if it happens again, that's when I enforce I'm gonna leave you where you got me messed up at.
Exactly.
I'm
Don't
not gonna
care
match
who
your
you are.
energy. No, I don't care who you are. No
I
one. Because if you think about it,
don't
nobody's
care
coming to
who
save
got
us.
me messed up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And I don't, this is beneath me. I
Exactly.
don't,
And we're not even finna play these type of games. You know what I'm saying?
like, yeah.
We're not
Because
even
I'm
finna
the
play
only one that's going to look out for me.
right.
And let's be honest, I got different layers to myself, some that a lot of people haven't met yet. To keep you from meeting them and to keep me from being apologetic or in
Yeah.
jail. Like, let me just separate from this and go on. But it doesn't have to be bad.
Yeah.
The people that love you, they'll get it.
Exactly. As when you start keeping, putting that distance between y'all, you like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I ain't heard from so and so in a minute. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
You
like,
know
yeah,
why? You know why? You
yeah.
like, okay, I ain't heard from you. You don't know? Yeah, you don't know why? You know what I'm saying? You ain't say, da 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 or whatever like that. Oh, I was just playing. I ain't take it as a joke.
Exactly. And I still love you.
Right.
It's just from over here, though.
Exactly.
You don't get that type of access to me and my energy and my motion, especially when you're showing me how you're gonna show up for me.
Exactly. And that's why I think it's a problem with a lot of people. They be giving the wrong people this energy that they don't need to have, and y'all be seeing how it affects the whole situation. Just say to yourself, if somebody invites you somewhere, but you already feel like it's gonna be something going on or some side conversations or something like that. And a big thing where I say I made a video the other day about it, about the friends that people keep. You know what I'm saying? If you my friend and you have other friends that do not, want the best for me, you know what I'm saying, or we're not close or anything like that, and we're hanging together, then I really can't even be your friend. You know what I'm saying? I really can't even hang out with y'all or anything like that, because obviously the people you hanging around, they don't want nothing in life. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to succeed. They want to keep on doing the same thing, the same dramas, and you're in between me and in between them, and it's gonna clash every time. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when people are friends, then everybody to have the same friend group. You know what I'm saying? Because if you
I
don't,
feel
you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
I feel like I'm a thinker. I'm a
Mhm.
always big thinker.
Right.
And I feel like the people that I keep around me, everybody in their own way has something in common in
Mhm.
my close friend group in
Right.
some type of way. And it might not be initial, like everybody hanging out that you see what it is that you have in common with that person. It might be something have to happen for everybody to start keying in. I'm like, wait a minute, you got,
Yeah.
but for me, the biggest part is I'ma always wonder why you will be okay with being friends with somebody that does not care for me and have my best interest in mind.
Right.
Because 9 out of 10 that person's gonna tell you what was said, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And for me, if the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't even be present for it. If you got ill will or negative wishes for a person I care about, I don't want to be present for that because you ain't got nothing else to talk about. You ain't got nobody else to deal with because this person not thinking about you. Did you go on mute? I can't hear you. One second. We'll just edit this part out, folks. This is brought to you by Fanta. We not sponsored yet, but we should be. Where am I scamming ass niggas at? Benny. Benny. Mhm. Where? Oh, I was about to say, where's my phone?
Okay, can you hear me?
You had a phone call?
Yeah.
Okay.
You put it up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, y'all.
Hold on. Hold on. Rewind, because I know we're probably going to clip that part. I know we're going to clip that part out. But,
Listen, what you say, little
we're
minor?
going to edit. A little minor. But, yeah, I would just wonder what was it about you that felt comfortable being around people that don't care about me?
Exactly.
I don't,
Like
I
it
don't feel
just
like
said
that's
said
always
something
cool.
about me. You know what I'm saying? They probably said, you know, made a little comment or whatever like that, and you let it go over your head. You know what I'm saying? But you come and tell me so and so had said this, but made it like a little jokey joke, but I ain't find it funny. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all be having conversations like that. You know what I'm saying?
Because, like, what you think? I don't know. I haven't been in that situation in a very long time. Like, and I'd be put up.
Right.
But I don't know how I would feel like I have been in that situation, actually. Somebody said something about me as far as, like, living my best single life.
Uh huh.
I don't know. I don't know how. But anyway, anyway,
Exactly.
like I don't know you. I don't know anything about you. I've never heard of you. And it was something along those lines or something like that. And at first I would think to myself, like initially the like a older version of me, I'm about to call her.
Yeah.
Because are you sure it was me that you saw that we had an interaction or something like that happen?
Right.
Like, so don't pass me no bone if you didn't want me to carry.
Right.
Cause what did you expect me to do with this information? I'ma verify.
Yes.
And
Like
so
don't tell me so and so said this and you don't want me to ask. You know what I'm saying?
you
Or if
you
somebody but like don't say nothing. Okay,
I don't
that's
like that.
already that's
Yeah,
already
I'm already gonna say. So why would you not want me to say nothing?
exactly. That's already starting the
Cause
wrong direction. Cause what about it? Now I want to
cause
know what people said. You know what I'm
cause
saying?
if I come to you and I be like, so and so said this and this about that in ABC,
Yeah.
I'm not telling you that just so you can sit with it and internalize it. No, we need to go. Come on, we need to go. Ask. I need you. She outside.
Yeah, but like, ain't she over there? Ain't she over? But that be that shady stuff that will come out because you don't want to say what you said. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So you don't want me to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? But and that's exactly what I'm talking about. People like that, I don't need to be around.
they running packs.
Yeah.
They can't be by themselves. It gotta be a person. Like it's always a weaker link. Like it gotta be a person that people talk about that they a lot of people gain favoritism with each other in communion by talking about somebody that they choose to hang out with as a friend that they still talk about.
See, that's exactly why them people I ain't got time. I'm
It's
gonna
draining.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna let y'all go over there, and I'll stay
And
over here.
see, exactly. And I be in my word, my heart, the word. The words say that a person that walk with the wise,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful things will happen to them. But a person that walk with fools
Mm.
is gonna get bad.
Listen,
Nothing blessed is gonna happen to you. And if I have to, I don't want to never be nobody portion.
Ooh, nah.
I don't want to be nobody portion. So let's see. It is what it is. Like,
Listen, but moral of the story, y'all. Work on
moral of the
yourself
story.
first. You know what I'm saying? Work on the inner you before. If you feel like you doing yourself some injustice, you know what I'm saying? Start with yourself first. If you feel like you having an issue with weight, if you have an issue with your health, start with you first. If you have an issue with, your relationship or dating, start with you first. Because listen, you got to make yourself happy before you want somebody else to make you happy. If you're not happy, how you want somebody else to make you happy? Period. Just
Because
start.
dare I say, you just preached. Yes. Because, like, no, seriously though, that's my biggest question. Like, I hadn't even asked myself that, like, in my younger years. Like, I used to be the type that never liked to be alone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I always had to be like around friends. I had to go somewhere. I'm on the go. And then I realized one day, I'm like, you don't like to be by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
How can you expect somebody to spend the rest of their life with you
Right.
if you can't be by yourself?
Exactly. And that's first.
You
You got to
know,
learn how to be by yourself. Everybody need to know how to be lonely.
you
Period.
gotta know how to be lonely, and then you gotta romanticize out of your life. You
Mm-hmm.
have got to romanticize for you. Like, even if you fit to go home, take a bath, get in your bed and watch TV,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go home, bring me a bath. I'm about to have my lights dim, my candles lit,
Exactly. What you
my
looking for?
bed. Everything. Romanticize it until you love your life because everybody else is just taken. We all
Mm-hmm.
balling on Instagram. We all happy on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We superstars on TikTok. It just really
Everybody just all, out and about.
everybody's perfect,
And,
rich, very rich.
and it's perfect
That's
world.
me.
And it's perfect world. Listen, ain't nobody perfect, lady.
No one's perfect.
Everybody done been, through the ringer, especially in the
Yeah,
times that we are in now. So it ain't
yeah.
no if and buts about it. It just is
But
what it is.
that's your truth though, and don't nobody deserve the worst parts of you either. You don't have to divulge it to everybody too. I just learned that actually. Fun fact. Um, my empathy. I just learned that a lot of people, myself included, if it's a situation you're not familiar with, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order to gain closeness with people, a lot of people go back from issues in their past
Mm-hmm.
to relate to that person and see, okay, well, I can see where you're coming from with this.
Right.
But I recently just learned that it is okay just to be present.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you know what that person going through. It don't matter if somebody stole your wallet last month and they just got robbed yesterday. It's still like,
Right.
I see this a difficult time for you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that that
It ain't
happened.
nothing to really explain. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Been
because do
through
you
it.
know how exhausting it is?
Yeah.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Trauma bonding, that is exhausting.
Right. And then that can backfire on you. You know what I'm saying? If you sit here, that's why I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of times people, especially if you're trying to date somebody new, or even if you start a new job or anything, people try to stay to
These are
themselves.
relationships.
You know,
Yes,
anything they try to stay to themselves and all that because they don't want to let people know exactly what they've been through. Because once you do that, you open a whole nother tunnel for people to judge you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not
exactly.
anybody. You can talk to me about anything underneath the moon, and I'm not gonna judge you. But Tom, Dick, and Harry over here, they're gonna judge everything that you say because they already unhappy with their life. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna give nobody grace. They're not gonna, do none of that. They're gonna talk about you and they're gonna pass it on. So you have to be careful of the power of the tongue. You know what I'm saying? And what you say to people, especially people who don't have, your good interests at heart. So you just have to,
Mm-mm.
sometimes you have to keep it, tucked inside. You
Keep it
know what I'm saying?
cute. Keep it cute. It's safer for the people that love you.
Yes, tell the people that you know that's gonna be there for you, people that you know that can help you, or not even just money wise or anything like that. It's just like inspirational. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that
Exactly.
yeah, find you somebody like that. Not nobody that's gonna put you down every single time or anything like that because they out there. Even if you got like a little small little circle, you got listen. Pastor Mike said, "I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies."
Exactly. Exactly. It don't take much. And like, I don't blame nobody that, just is comfortable with their few. You know what I'm saying? Especially right now. Um, cause sometimes it's better that way, just to have like a few good, genuine people in your life
Yeah.
than just be surrounded by people pleasers, you know?
Right. And then people gonna wonder like, dang, this person just met this person, or that person just met this person, but you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what's going on, or how this situation is made, because you know, it's just the wrong insight or whatever. So people just need to mind their own business. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Worry about yourself. And like I said, the ones that are like that, start on yourself first, because obviously it's something wrong. Obviously,
For
it's
the
something wrong.
girls,
Find you a hobby. Find you a hobby.
get you a puzzle, a coloring book.
Start
Go
playing
shop, like even if it's your
songs.
thing, go thrifting. Yeah.
Yeah, do
So
something.
let me ask you something.
Go walk a block or something like that. Go to the gym. Work your mind, work on yourself before you try to judge anybody else. Start with yourself, because I see it every single day when people make nasty comments and everything like that, and I'm like, oh yeah, they unhappy with themselves. It's
Hmm.
showing, in plain daylight. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that you can hide. Especially how you
Exactly.
take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you say, how you act, how you move, you can tell pretty much for the ones that got they self together or semi together, and the ones that don't. So you can really tell, and them the ones that you need to be around, not the ones that don't. But
Yeah.
but yeah, just
And
work.
to piggyback on that, and don't be around people that got to see you at your worst
Okay,
to
yeah,
prove that you're good enough to be around them. Because
yeah.
some people need to know that, like, they always try to pull out things and nasty stuff about you, like you said,
Hmm.
just to prove a point that, oh, okay, well, I can think with you because you ain't nothing. So
Yeah.
anyway,
But they thank you now.
people
Then
do
you know
that.
what I'm saying? They'll be the ones that if y'all take a picture together, and they gonna pick the ugliest picture of you and the one of them, instead of
As
saying, "Baby,
long as they look good.
you know,"
As long as they look good, yeah.
yeah, instead
I'm
of
so
saying
glad my friends don't do that. My people do not do that. We don't take the whole role again.
the whole thing. And then that's what I'm talking about. If you around me, then you already know. You just better be prepared. You know what I'm saying? To take pictures. It ain't no.
And be posted. It's all getting posted. All of
Everything's
it.
getting posted. So, baby, I'm telling you right now, be ready. Be ready,
This is
because
all
I'm gonna be
content.
talking
Have
about.
your stuff.
If you around me, then you know this. So if you're not
Yes.
normally around me and you see me with a picture, you may have something to say. But listen, if you know me, then you know I'm gonna take a picture, or I'm gonna record a video, or however, because I'm big on content, and I'm big on remembrance, because a lot of times people do not have pictures of themselves. When you look at your older family members and stuff like that, and they pass away, they got that one little picture, you know what I'm saying, that they had back
Mm-hmm.
in the day. So it's good to
Mm-hmm.
take pictures, all the way around, because you never know when you may need them. You never know when you
Exactly.
may need them. So yeah. So that was the Hey Maha letter, y'all. You can go back if you didn't, hear the Hey Maha letter. You can go back to the beginning and listen, and then you can leave your comments on the video, or what you think she should do regarding that. So yeah, that's the Hey Maha letter. If you want to send a Hey Maha letter, again, you can DM me your letter, or you can email sextalk at 1am at gmail.com, and it's SEXTALKAT 1am at gmail.com. So you can leave your letters there, and we'll talk about them. If you have a question you want to leave, or anything underneath the moon, we'll talk about them. No judgment here. We don't judge.
Yes, ma'am.
And listen, no question left unsaid, no question left unasked. So that's it, y'all. You want to add something, Sandra?
I do. I definitely want you. If y'all want to see a little bit more of me, follow me on TikTok. It's South Life Saying, and you can find me on Instagram at South Life Saying. Take a look, listen to some of the clarity sessions that I have on there, some of the messages of the day, and also some of my Please Hold podcasts for the girlies that be on the phone. Because if you know me, you know this headset. We on the phone. The mouth never stops running.
Yes.
But I really thank you for bringing me on today. I cannot wait for our next episode to get deeper because I'm gonna have some clarity questions for you next time.
Okay, okay. So y'all listen, stay tuned for live with Maha Mac. And that's it. We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.